Hi, I'm Miolla from Moxie Life Coach, and today I'm talking about loss and letting go. Whether it's the breakup of a relationship or a divorce, it's really important to understand that there is an actual tangible loss. They say that divorce is the most traumatic event you could go through besides death in your life. And in a lot of ways, divorce is a death. It's a death of the marriage you wish you'd had. It's the death of a dream of what you wanted it to be. And it's the death of your idea of this person being your ideal partner. There is so much loss there. And in the wake of that loss, the big question is, who am I now? Who am I? We fall into a trap of defining ourselves, our identities, based on what's around us, based on our relationships, based on our partners, based on our jobs, based on our children. We're not defined by any of these things. We have inherent value. And yet that gets lost. We feel lost amidst the loss of a relationship in our lives. The loss of a relationship we wanted to move forward and to grow and progress that ultimately did not. I don't like to use the word failure. I don't want to say failed relationship because there's no such thing as a failed relationship. You learn from every relationship, every connection, every experience you ever have. So it's important to understand that in the context of all this, there's something to learn. Something to learn about that relationship, something to learn about that partner, but most importantly, something to learn about yourself. Feel the loss, grieve the loss. Grieve it, acknowledge it, so that ultimately you can let it go. Ultimately, the key to letting go is understanding that these things don't tell you who you are. You tell you who you are. You decide. You choose who you want to be. Who do you want to be now? I think it seems scary to a lot of people to say, ooh, I'm in charge. I get to choose who I want to be. You always do. You always have had that power and that ability. If you can dream it, you can be it. And when you can be it, you can do it. But you first have to acknowledge that this wasn't what you wanted it to be. So now what changes? What changes in your definition of an ideal relationship and an ideal partner and in your ideal self? What's changed? How do you want to take this learning and move forward? How do you want to grieve this loss so you can ultimately let go and choose a different path? So feel it. Feel the loss. Acknowledge it. Ultimately learn from it. And from that learning, choose who do you want to be? What do you want to do? It's really painful. But again, these are all the cycles of life. The ebb and flow of the ocean. We are all connected in some ways. But we need to acknowledge that this is how life is. Everything. There's a birth, there's an experience, and there's death. And the way you create ideal relationships is by evolving with one another all the time. Embracing change, not trying to stop it. And again, loss and letting go has a lot to do with recognizing that everything is changing all the time. Even you. Everything, all the time. It's not about you. Change is a part of life. So embrace that concept. Embrace change. Let it flow through you and then wave it goodbye. And certainly if I can help you do those things, connect with your inner self, choose who you want to be, what you want for your future and create that future, you can always schedule a free consultation with me. All right, so at moxielifedivorce.com or moxielifeleadership.com. But until then, speak your truth, even when your voice shakes.